Men are deceived. They believe women only desire romance, flowers, tender whispers. But when the night is silent, when the doors are locked and no one is watching, her true desires awaken. And those desires are darker, bolder, and more forbidden than she will ever admit. Tonight, I will reveal the 3 types of men women secretly crave in bed. The men she dreams of, but will never confess to the man who sleeps beside her. Understand this. Women's nature is layered. There is what she shows in public, what she says to her friends. And then there is the self she hides even from herself. Most men never touch that hidden self. They only play with the surface. That is why they are easily forgotten. But the few men who embody one of these secret archetypes, they are remembered forever. They haunt her even years later, and if you learn these truths, you will never be the same in her eyes. Let's begin. The first man she secretly desires is the dominator. Not a tyrant, not an abuser, but a man whose presence is command. In her daily life, she makes choices, takes control, fights to survive in a world that constantly demands from her. But in intimacy, she desires the exact opposite, to lose control. She does not want to decide what happens. She does not want to think. She wants to surrender, completely, to a man who already knows. This is why the dominator is irresistible. He doesn't ask, "What do you want?" He leads. He decides. He creates the experience. In history, women followed warriors, kings, leaders, not because they were handsome, but because they were unshakable. The dominator carries the same essence, authority that cannot be denied. And when she meets him in bed, something ancient awakens. Her body betrays her pride. Her soul betrays her masks. And for a moment, she feels free, because she no longer has to hold the weight of control. Remember this line. Her deepest release begins when she doesn't have to decide anything, because the man she's with already decided for both. Secretly Craves is the explorer, the man who breaks the rules. Women do not admit this openly, but routine destroys their passion. They may smile at the comfort of stability, but stability is not what excites them in bed. The explorer awakens her through danger, novelty, and transgression. He dares to take her where she has never been taken before. He experiments, he teases, he introduces the unknown. Why does this work? Because the female mind is wired to crave novelty. Desire in women is often tied to secrecy, risk, and rebellion. That's why her hidden fantasies are never about safe routines. They are about breaking rules. The stranger, the forbidden setting, the dangerous man. The explorer embodies this hidden craving. She may never tell her husband. She may never tell her lover. But in her private world, she longs for the man who makes her feel that she is doing what should never be done. Remember this line. What she desires is not repetition, but a man who dares to take her where she's never been taken before. The third man she secretly desires is the worshipper. Not the weak man who begs for her attention. Not the desperate man who pleads for love. The worshipper is different. He consumes her, devours her, makes her feel like the only woman in the universe. This archetype is not about weakness. It is about intensity. The worshipper makes her feel like a goddess, an altar, a force of nature. And women crave this. Because, no matter how strong she appears in the world, every woman secretly wants to be seen as irresistible, unmatched, divine. Civilizations built temples, statues, idols, all to worship the divine feminine. In intimacy, when she meets the worshipper, she feels that ancient power again, and she will never forget it. Remember this line: a woman never forgets the man who made her feel like she was the altar, and he, the worshipper, lost in devotion. These three archetypes, the dominator, the explorer, the worshipper. She may never admit it in words, but in her silence, in her eyes, in her surrender, the truth is always there. Most men will never embody even one of these. That is why they remain ordinary, forgettable. But if you carry the essence of these forbidden archetypes, you will haunt her forever, not just in her body, but in her soul. This was the truth women will never confess. The three types of men she secretly desires in bed. Most men will never hear this, but now you know. I will return soon, with more secrets the world hides from you. Until then, stay strong, stay unshaken, and never forget, power in the night belongs to the man who dares.